Peace, peace. Let's do this, Durreyl. What's going on here? It's not working? I accept your... Oh. Damn, that took forever.
I know. What the heck?
What am I trying? What them I do? What them I do? Say we no borrow. Our money buy.
All right. Peace.
Alright, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Yes.
Entertainment purposes only and educational purposes only. All praise to the Most High. Source, God.
That shit.
Oh, shit.
I definitely
Can you
want
hear
to
the
make a
Can you hear the background?
disclaimer.
Can you hear the background properly?
Oh, yeah, I can hear it subtly. It's nice. Either way, the frequencies are frequent. They're
Thank you.
frequency.
Frequent.
Um,
ESO is on a slant, but it's okay.
you
ESO
can turn up
podcast.
the volume. All right. So this is the first of many. I wanted to make a disclaimer before we start because we're going to share some things every Thursday. Today, we're going to talk about healing in general. We titled the promo Healing the Divine being what's within you. However, we want to make a disclaimer and just say we are not perfect. You are not perfect. We all have our vices. We can share our challenges that we faced, and we can share the things that we've done to help those challenges. So today we're gonna be tapping into healing overall, and I'm doing it on my moon cell page. I could have done it on my other pages, but I just wanted to share that I'm personally doing on this page because, as you guys know, I have sickle cell too. Like many people on here following this page, so I'm coming from that space as well as the spiritual space. So I wanted to share that. And Teacher, if you want to also just say anything else to start us off. Shout out to Divine L.
Yeah, we choose Thursdays for many reasons. Thursdays is Jupiter Day. It's the day of abundance. It's the day of expansion. It's also a day because with Jupiter energy, it comes with spirituality. It comes with just manifesting energy, and we choose this day to speak about a lot of different beautiful topics. And we're going to start off with healing, but Thursday is just a day of expansion, expanding knowledge, philosophy, spirituality, and just sending all that energy out there into the source, into the grid, and just, expanding that consciousness. So today's a day in expansion, and also bring that abundance, that manifestation to you, to your energy, to your inner peace, and just grow that love, that healing, that consciousness on this Thursday, Jupiter Day. Yeah.
Yes. Great breakdown on why we chose Thursday.
Peace
That's
and
great.
love, brother. Yes, sir.
Peace.
So we're going to talk about healing the divine. We chose this topic first because it was the easiest topic to choose, because a lot of people are not fully walking around feeling themselves. When I say themselves, I'm not talking about their physical self. I'm talking about emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And we put on this fake persona just to get by, to get along. You know what I mean? But deep down inside, we know that there's more to life. There's more to me. There's more to I and I. And we project that hurt, that emotion onto the world. But we are not bad people. We're good people. But deep down inside, it's on a big scale of how we can attack and approach that healing on different perspective. We can go, me and Goddess could tap into astrology. We can tap into herbs. We can tap into numerology. We can attack this on different. That's why we're the alchemists, right? So we're gonna
Yes, that's
do that.
why.
Yeah,
That's
we're gonna
exactly.
help you guys today on how to heal the divine, heal your inner energy, heal the hurt, heal the traumas, heal the karmas, and turn all that into love, turn all that into peace, all that into Dharma. You know what I mean? And that's what we're going to do today.
Yes. So today the topic is healing the divine. There'll probably part 2, part 3, part 4. We'll start with part 1. And essentially we want to start at the beginning of healing in general. Because when we come to this earth, we gonna face some trauma. That's the first given. Okay, that's the first thing that is a for sure when you come here. No matter if you are the richest of rich or you're the poorest of poor, there is some type of trauma that we will face.
Some type of
With that,
imbalance that you
what'd you
brought
say?
from a past life into this life.
Right. So it's all about working on balancing that out. So if we can accept that we will come into this life with trauma, again, I'm speaking as an advocate as well as a spiritual being, but for sickle cell, my family, our trauma given sickle cell, for others, it could be other things, other types of pain, other type of emotional pain, poverty, abuse, abandonment, all these different types of things that lead into triggers mentally and then lead
Things
into
Mother Nature.
triggers physically. What do you say?
No, shouting on Mother Nature,
Oh,
my good friend
peace to Mother
from the
Nature.
UK.
Yeah. So all these triggers and traumas, we deal with them mentally, physically. If anyone knows the term as above, so below, everything's simultaneous. So even if it's a mental trauma or something, it can turn into something physical. If it's a physical trauma, it can turn into something mental. So it's always going to be a duality thing going on here, right? So we can start with the mind, healing the mind, and we can also start with healing the physical. So I'll just say a little bit of a breakdown and then I'll pass it to Teacher. But for me personally, growing up, again with sickle cell, that was my main thing, but I was in it. So I wasn't aware that this is something I could work on healing, right? I was just told to treat, go to the doctor, take these medications, do this, do that. And with that being said, yes, the whole cup, all those emotions, right?
All the emotions, all the faces. We go through all this every
Right.
day.
And you can't suppress those things because then it'll turn into even more chaos. But that's another combo. So, anyways, all to say that, maybe 7, 8 years ago is when I personally had a type of consciousness spark, an awareness. And that personally was food. I watched What the Health documentary and I was like, what the hell? Like, I was like, some
Peace,
like
beautiful
something's not
people.
adding up with the food and like how the business of food operates and how sponsors and organizations support certain foods that cause said illnesses that the sponsors and organizations are supporting. So it's like, or helping. So it was very much eye-opening to say, oh my goodness, of course we are what we eat. I hear this growing up, but I never really took it in that is very much so. We are what we eat or consume, even if it's food, music, thoughts, beliefs. We become those things if we're not aware. So I just wanted to share that the first thing that I discovered in regards to my healing journey was that I gotta change what I'm eating. That was one of the first things.
Okay. We've been through similar things.
Yes. So if
What did you?
you want to share any of the first things that you've discovered, like when it came to healing, like again, we all have the trigger that makes us realize, no, I got to change something or I got to do something, you know? But yeah, for me, it was the food. So I started going alkaline, plant based, stuff like that. And I noticed a big difference. So for me personally, it started with the body, the physical, and then it led into the mental. You know, for others, it could have been the mind first, and then they're like, okay, I got to change the diet. For me, it was like a almost blend of um, eating better, like changing my diet, and then starting to discover mentality and, excuse me, meditation and belief systems, things like that. So for me personally, it was kind of like a simultaneous thing. Yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah, I'm Kiwi said, how long did it take you to fully transition to your diet? Um, so the way of living, like, so I was vegan for 7 years. When I first started, because I eat fish now, but when I first started, it took me, it, my mom and I, we went alkaline for 3 months, I think, and then we fell off. It was hard. I was like, let's just go get a burger. It was like,
It is. It
we're
is.
like, we can't do this, you know? And then we realized, okay, let's slow down a bit and gradually eliminate meats and things. So we started with cheese and dairy, and then we're like, okay, let's get rid of that. Let's substitute it for different things. Then we did the pork and the beef. It's like, okay, like we're done with that. And the chicken and the turkey and the fish. So the last thing I eliminated, like the last thing I had was seafood. I was like, okay, this is the day where this is the last shrimp Alfredo pasta. This is the last shrimp Alfredo
Go
pasta.
off.
You know what I mean? And then that took it took at least another 3 months to reset and be like, okay, body, we're eliminating these things. You might go into shock because you're not getting these things anymore. And I'm about to introduce bitters. And our body doesn't like bitters right now because we're so used to salt and sugar.
Yeah.
So when we take bitters, it's like we feel like we're attacking our body when our body's
Our
actually
face go.
craving bitters. Right? Exactly. So yeah, I Kiwi said, because I struggle with discipline when it came to better eating, sometimes you'll find yourself eating what makes you hurt. I see,
We
yeah.
have um a nutritionist in the house.
Hey,
Yeah,
okay.
aesthetics by Swan Main.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's honestly brilliant. See right there, that's a
Peace and
whole
love.
connection there, right?
Peace and love,
So
Dave.
I'm Kiwi, like
Honey.
definitely if aesthetic is available, DM, you can get some real thorough advice or resources or services from a nutritionist. That would be a great step. Another great step would be just to start with one thing. Like if you still drink milk, let's just lay off the milk, and then maybe do a little plant-based milk, or like something like that. And if you ate all the meats, maybe just eliminate one meat, like, because if you do everything cold turkey, no pun intended, if you do cold turkey, like your body is just gonna be like, peace to Enrique, peace to you. Okay. Don said milk.
Milk. Ew. Hey, remember, there's plant-based milk. You know what I mean? Like, what I did is, when I ease away from cow, I went to goat first, and then from goat, I ease my way from goat to plant. You know what I mean? I love cashew milk, and I love oat milk. My
Okay.
favorite. Vanilla milk is good too, but like vanilla almond, like almond milk, vanilla flavored. But I love oat milk. Yeah,
Goat
you got
milk.
to know your main. Yes, 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 yes. Overall, yeah. So we have a lot of nutritionists in the house. I myself is a nutritionist. You know what I mean? I wear multiple hats. I dibby dabber in many things, multiple things. I'm just reading the comments. Dave said, Don, that He's, this man said, "I'm oat milk and almond milk guy." Maintains the calories and the frequency. Yep. Numbers, and
Let's read
everyone has
it out loud just so everyone can hear.
okay.
Maintenance calories is a frequency number. Everyone has their own frequency slash number. Once you know that, you take the guesswork. You take the guesswork out. Okay, that's
Exactly.
beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Because again,
They
like
say,
that's
bro,
another thing. I
more
don't.
life. You already
And
know.
more life.
Peace
I
more.
definitely don't want to sit here and say everyone needs to go vegan plant based because that's how I was 8 years ago. I was
Peace,
like,
Fabian.
yo, Dr.
Peace more.
Sebi said this, Dr. Sebi said that. And realistically, Dr. Sebi helped people with chronic disease and
Exactly.
illness. Hence why I'm in a cusp sharing what I'm sharing because I have sickle cell anemia, but teacher doesn't. So he'll be able to counteract the things that I'm saying if it doesn't align with you personally. But I am speaking from the sickle cell community as well as a spiritual being, you know? So I just want to like emphasize that. Enrique
Peace,
said, learning to create your
guys.
own milk, it's easy to soak. That's true. Easy to soak cashews, almonds, and walnuts overnight, then blend it
Peace,
with the
Kimar.
needed herbal powders. That's very true. Peace to everyone coming in. That's very true. Because you know there are different types of preservatives and gums in some of these milks and cheeses. So it realistically, some vegan processed foods and products are a transitional period. You don't just stay there, you know, because what you're striving to do is to eliminate the excess inflammation and mucus in the body. Our body still needs mucus because we have a membrane that in our whole entire body that
And our
helps,
body produces its own
right,
mucus.
with lubricant and things like that. So at the end of the day, when it comes to healing, you'll want to always remember that you are striving to balance yourself out. You're striving to bring in an equilibrium for yourself because you were grown in a way that was not necessarily balanced. Hence why a lot of us do need to heal, you know?
Mm. What aesthetics daily? His name is Daily. What Daily said is absolutely right. You add that with your blood type, you you are a god walking. You're walking knowledge of self. Exactly what he said. And knowing your blood type, you take all that into nutrition. You're a walking divine being. Because you got to know your blood type. You can't be B blood and say I'm going to eat vegan. It's not going to work. You are setting yourself to be to turn into anemic, and then you're going to faint. You're going to drop down. You're going to have cold sweats. You're going to give yourself another chronic disease because it doesn't match. Being B blood, you need red meat. Whether it's once or twice a week or 5 times a week, it doesn't matter. You can't eat white meat being B blood all the time or just go plant based. You can't be A blood and eating meat all the time. You're going to be sick. You're going to have chronic disease because it's frequency. What brother just said. Once you know everything is frequency, white meat has a different frequency from red meat, and plant-based has a frequency which is an alkaline frequency. And if you know the pH chart, you will know the frequency of the meat, because B blood needs more acidity, and A blood needs more balance and alkalinity. So once you know the pH of foods, you will know, okay, so B blood and meats is more orange color, so that's more acidic. Oh, so plant-based and fish is more 7.5, 7.2, so that's more balanced, alkaline. Oh, and plants and blueberries is more 8.5, 9.0, and then you would know. You know what I mean? AB blood is playing the river on the bank because y'all could dab into a little bit over here, but because you are A first, AB, you're gonna more have to be on the alkaline side, where you can eat a little turkey here and there, yeah. You
Aesthetic
have to know your blood type.
said you have to eat accordance with your maintenance calories and your blood type. 100% correct.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So everything that he says and the blood type, those are the two most key. You're a walking divine God, goddess. Thank you. I'm a pin this.
And Riki said, so what Yaki has been teaching isn't completely correct. That's
Um,
that's that's where I will speak again because I'm coming from the chronic experience of life. I recommend people with chronic ailments to start off plant-based, strictly
Yes, yes,
plant-based,
yes.
to reset your body, um, and to work alongside that before you start introducing things that you may feel that you may need or want to come back to. But when it comes to like fully resetting your body, chronic illness, it's very important to not only fast, but to be as alkaline as you can be, because
Absolutely.
again, there's no balance anyways. So, if you're not dealing with something chronic, or you're not really dealing with always having a cold or flu or obesity or other things like that, then I'm gonna say I don't see why not. You can't do what you got to do, But for people who are chronically dealing with something, start off plant based and then see what happens after a certain amount of years or months or however you want to do it. That's just
Point of
my
interest.
response to that.
Point of interest. I'm going to read the next comment. If you eat in surplus, you will gain body fat all day, every day. That is absolutely true. And Anariki, you're right. You see, what Yaki problem is, he he is speaking to people that is more under professional. He's speaking to people in front of him. He's losing the people in the middle and the people in the back. And doing this, you don't connect to people's heart. So you don't connect to people's souls. So it's going over people's head. What Yaki's saying is just flying over people's head. He's using all the big words. And if you don't know the words,
Um.
if you
Okay.
don't know the body, if you don't know these things, if you don't learn these, I've been learning these things since I was 12. You know what I mean? I've been doing integrated science and education, science, chemistry, integrated science. You learn about the body, reproductive system, and all that stuff. I've been doing these things in Antigua. So Yaki teaches this. If you don't know this and all these big words that sound like dinosaur, he will pass over your head because that's what he does. But what he's saying is true, and it might sound not true to you because you don't know. If you don't know what somebody's saying, it's not gonna resonate. So it's gonna come like false to you or like what the fuck, Yes, it's not like he's not teaching truth. He's just not hitting the heart and the mind at the same time. It's going over your head because he's speaking to an advanced audience and not everybody. That's all. Oh, negative.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna add to that with Yaki, it's not his responsibility for people not knowing how to read and Google things. He's giving the
But
scientific He's giving the scientific explanation of things. That's very important for a lot of communities to understand and overstand and
not
understand.
too much, God.
And then it's
Not
up
too much, Noble.
to the audience to then go do the research and type in gastrocnemius. What do I do for my gastro? What's a gastrocnemius? Like it really is a give and take. He does a lot of work for the world. He does a lot
Yes.
of work for society, but he can only do so much. And he does have to keep it scientific to also protect himself. You know what I mean? So it's and Aesthetic said, I agree. He is a source, not the source. Yeah, there's different sources,
Boom.
right?
I
We're
can't
all
pin two
working.
messages.
We're all working together. We're all working together. So we might need to know Yaki's famous green juice, and then we may need to know Yada Awakening's Garden in Eden.
Everybody's a
And then we
puzzle
may need to
piece.
know Teacher's nutritional information of blood types. So it really is alchemical. We are all different, even though we're connected to the one. We got to
Yaki,
remember these things.
Yaki, the nutritionist guy with the dreads.
Yeah, the other God.
Yeah,
There's many
he's
gods here, right? So we got to be like very adamant on no one's incorrect. We are all striving to heal everybody. We are all striving to see what works best for everyone. Okay?
Yaki is a descendant of Imhotep. Definitely, he's one of Imhotep's energy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's another live, teacher.
That
That's another live.
that no. My bad. My bad. My bad. My
Enrique
bad.
Enrique said I understand and understand. what he taught. It solidified why I went plant-based, why I went deeper into your herbal studies, and further than that, what you learned in your childhood,
Let
right?
me tell you, Enrique is a genius. Okay, he's gonna understand everything. This guy IQ is high as a mother. He has a high IQ, so he's gonna understand things. That's an intelligent person right there. Typing it.
I could
That's a
tell.
god right there. That's an intelligent. That's a whiz. That's a wizard.
I could
So yeah,
tell.
he's another story.
That's
We'll
wonderful.
talk later. Peace,
So
gods.
yes, so yeah, when it comes to the scientific breakdown, yeah, it can be a little intimidating. But that's why you go to different sources, and again, you put everything together what you need to do for yourself. At the end of the day, this is about how to handle and alchemicalize yourself. I know alchemicalize isn't a word, but we just made it up. How
He
to do it
asks. My
for
boy
self.
asks, how do you know that he's a descendant of how do you know that he's a descendant of Imhotep? Because I know energy. I study energy. I'm connected. I meditate. I connect with Yaki in the astral realm. I dream about him. We do missions together. I just know energy and I know how to connect energy. I channel energy.
I am quad Gotta eat
Hmm?
right. Keep your temple right. Health is wealth. Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, let's focus on the healing aspect before we are, going into other realms and topics, because I feel like we need to like have a process to everything, and we
Anita.
don't want to stay off track. You know what I
Okay.
mean? As much as we flow in and stuff, but let's go back to the healing. So when it comes to healing with the mind, what would you say are some things that you discovered or that you dived into?
Healing the mind.
Yeah.
So it starts with discipline, and to be disciplined you have to you have to change your whole psychology of things. You got to change who you're around, what are you watching, what are you putting into your thought process first. You got to change what are you listening to, kind of music. And then once you change all that high vibrational things, what I mean, you start tapping into frequency. What I mean, frequency is good for the mind, feeling the mind. Singing bowl. I purchased so many singing bowls, but it starts with discipline first. This is after discipline. So when you discipline yourself, you came to an agreement with self through meditation and discipline that, okay, you know what, I'm not going to hang around these kind of people. I'm not going to go to the club no more. I'm not going to listen to these kind of music. I'm not going to watch this show. I'm not going to watch TV. I'm not going to tap into commercial and dial that 1-800 number every time you pop up. I'm dialing, wasting, using my bank card all the time. Because that's what a lot of people do. When that 1-800 number come out, they tapping into that. I'm not going to do all that. I'm going to change my psychology. And once you change your psychology, your mind, and then you start tapping into frequency, all that is for the mental food. It starts with the mental first, because all is mind and the universe is mental. Then you come to a space of discipline and accepting that you want to heal. So you can start off with frequency. 174 hertz is a good one to repair the DNA, to heal the body. That's a very good hertz. Just go on YouTube and type 174 HZ, period. You're going to see 1,000 different frequency. That's what I start off with. I ordered a singing bowl off Amazon, the heart chakra. You can get the solar plex, whichever one resonates with you, because there's different types. Or just buy the whole set. Just buy the whole chakra set. It comes with 7 of them. Don't be cheap. When it comes to yourself, don't be cheap. It's called healing self and loving self first. Accepting yourself and healing self. So don't be cheap and self. Because we buy Jordans, we do our hair, we buy bags, and we spend over $500 anyways. It doesn't cost that money. The whole set costs like a bill, 2 bills. So that's what I did. I bought singing bowl, hitting them. Play if you have a brother, a little sister, a son, a daughter. You play with them, and then you know what I mean. And then you start healing the mental, because it's all frequency. And then that would change your vibration in your body. And then you can tap into the physical now and start buying foods that match the frequency of what you're mentally taking in or psychologically taking in. Now you start change as what God has said. Don't go big bam vegan, because you have to learn your blood type too. You have to learn your macros and your micros. You got to learn the different frequency intakes and your calories. You have to weigh your body and know how much you need and all that stuff. You got to really, really study and research. You know what I mean? So start with the little things, because it's not going to work if you take the big jump. So cut off first. You can cut off dairy. You can cut off pork. Don't cut off all red meat. It's not going to work. I did it. I backslide on that. But the first thing I cut off was pork. That was easy. You know what I mean? I did a whole ceremony. I cried. I'm like, bye, pork. You know what I mean? No more pig foot soup or no more pig mouth. You know what I mean? It tastes good. Pig, pigtail and pig mouth. There's a song that says pigtail and pig mouth make everybody shout out. But yeah, I cut that off. And
Yep.
yeah, I start off with that, and I bought the alkaline machine. And let me piggyback on what you said. You said something very, very, very important. You said that the key is alkaline, because what alkaline does, it balances you out. If you're drinking pop, if you're eating meat, if you're over there being acidic, have a toxic acidic life, and you still have a positive life, eating positive, you can still be around people mentally, psychologically negative. So it's still going to bring your frequency down. You can be eating negative and be around positive, loving people. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who you are or what you eat. Being balanced is the key. You can eat good and still around toxicity. You can be not toxic and still eat junk food and all that stuff. It doesn't matter. But what you said is true. Just have an alkaline diet, or intake at least 20-30% of the things in the day alkaline. Eat a fruit. Eat some avocados. Avocado is good polysaturate fats. Good for amino fats for the body. You know what I mean? Almonds, walnuts, kale is good. You know what I mean? Put some berries on that. Slap some green grapes on that. You know what I mean? So drink some alkaline water, natural spring water, distilled water, at least something. But one more thing I'm going to say, it's not called the immune system. Yaki was right. It's called the lymphatic system, or the lymphatic immune system, because your lymphatic, when you die, or your electricity in your body, like all the veins and intricate veins and stuff connected to your brain, your head, that is your lymphatic system, all your lymphatic nodes. And this is your filtration system that carries all the liquid around your body, that connects to the kidney, which is the lymphatic node that helps push and filtrates all the water that's connected to your urinary tract, that flushes all the waste liquid out of your body. So it's your lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system also moves the mucus around your body too. The mucus. But when your mucus is not balanced, then the excessive mucus come out as cold, phlegm, and all that stuff. We get excessive mucus from meat. All meats have mucus, but your body produces mucus. So this is why you can't eat too much meat, or you have to eat for your blood type. Because if you're A, your body produces a certain amount of mucus, but when you're eating all the red meat, it's going to add to that, so you will get sick. But when your body will heat up, turn into fever. It's not a bad thing to have fever. It's a body defense mechanism. Your body's going to get hot, and when your body gets hot, you're healing. But the system tricked us to think that fever is bad. Oh, you're sick. Fever is good. That's radiation. That is the sun ra. That's the ra in you. Heat. When your body heats up, you take like a good 7 hours nap, you wake up, you feel strong, because you just burn out. You just eradicate every toxin in your body. No more mucus. Your mucus balance is balanced. But if your body don't go through that heat, that fever state, you're fucked. That's all I have to say. So you have to have a fever.
Okay, so let's scroll up here. Vision and hearing are a way of digestion for the
Peace,
brain
God.
in
Issue
liquids.
in the house. Man said
Enrique
eat some
said,
sea moss. If you guys want sea moss,
vision. I'm just
holler at
trying
your
to
boy.
read Enrique's, because some people commented up here. Enrique said, or Enrique, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Vision and hearing are a way of digestion for the brain, skin, and liquids are how we digest physicality, skin being a big detoxifier of the body on a microverse level. Yes, the skin is the biggest organ. That's absolutely correct.
Exactly.
Aesthetics said he wanted to chime in. If anyone wants to chime in, that
He
can
said,
happen. I'll
he
get
said
back to
what?
you.
Chime in.
Aesthetic, yeah, he wanted to chime in. CMOS 2, if you guys are in the GTA, Raw
Oh, he
Naturals,
wants to come
we
into the live?
provide CMOS, so check that out. Yeah, yeah, I think he wanted to say
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Raw Naturals.
He's going to come in and mic drop.
My
He's my
brother.
brother.
And let me put this guitar down. So I just want to first say, awesome live so far. This is good. Watching the whole thing.
Shea,
How y'all
Shea.
doing? Good.
Good.
So yeah, 100% agree with everything y'all are saying. Um, I just want to try quick chime because I know this is y'all's live. This is y'all's platform. Can y'all hear me pretty well?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. So bless up to y'all.
Let's.
Yeah, about healing too. I also want to say this because I'm a bodybuilder. For those who don't know me, I'm a coach, bodybuilding coach, aesthetics coach, help people lose body fat, get their body and mind back on balance, and I also integrate the spirituality into it, which I feel like a lot of coaches that are in my field don't do because it's very metaphysical and physical. But going to the on the healing portion of you guys' topic and also the dieting portion, I, I think that for me, I think the most important thing is healing the concept of self. So our true higher self is connected to the source. And whenever we do things that are in opposition to the source or to our higher self, it puts us in a position where we start to integrate these limiting beliefs. So one of the things whenever I bring on like a new client or just see people around, people come up to me in the gym all the time, or you know, just whenever I speak with people, people will project, they tend to project, speak out of their gate, like this brother said in the comments here. They'll project out of their gate what is inside of their temple or inside their vehicle. And it'll come out like, well, this is hard. This is hard for me to, I want to do this, but this is hard for me. So I correct me have being the personality that I have, I'll say, well, no, you got to flip that. Instead of saying it's hard, it's easy for you. It's easier for you to lose weight. It's easier for you to be in balance. It's easier for you to be connected with the source because what they're projecting out is a belief system about themselves. You see what I'm saying? It's a program that's running in the background of the computer. And so in order to change anything in life on the outside and also in ourselves, we have to change the inside. So let me give a quick example because I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. This is y'all's live. If you have a belief of, I'll give a very common one. It's hard for me to lose weight. I hear this all the time when people come up to me in the gym. It's hard for me to lose weight. I've done everything. Well, I say, okay, I understand. I understand. Uh, what are your maintenance calories? What's that? They don't know. They're not in the know of their maintenance calories. If y'all don't know what maintenance calories is basically your calories that you intake to
To
maintain
maintain.
homeostasis of your body. So if you're too far right on the spectrum, the energy spectrum, aka you're overweight on the other side, no judgment there, but if you're too far on the spectrum, you're out of balance with your body. You're always going to be out of balance with your body. It doesn't matter if you go on alkaline, this keto, it doesn't matter. You have to bring your body down. You have to bring your body weight down into balance with nature. Because if you're not in balance with nature, nature will, I said this on a podcast I did, nature will punish you. she'll hit your ass, right? She'll spank you. And how does she spank you? Well, if you're overweight on the right side of the spectrum, nature is going to give you diabetes. Nature is going to give you these health issues. And until you get yourself back into balance, like Tchalla was saying, until you get yourself back into balance, you're not going to be able to correct those other things inside of you. So, going back to what I was saying about the belief, if a person then changes that belief, no, wait, I can do this. They start to speak the affirmations. I'm a firm believer in robotic affirmations. That's what I use.
Yeah,
Everybody's different.
yes, he is.
Exactly. If you keep saying it, if you change, this works with anything in your life. If I'll take the example of losing weight is hard. If that person comes into awareness, conscious, you can only change what you're consciously aware of. You say, okay, wait, you sit down, clear the energy. Losing weight is easy. Losing weight is easy. Losing weight, I can do this. I can do this. And you begin to speak that, it goes in your subconscious. And so the subconscious mind, or the feminine part of your mind, of the consciousness in this context, will begin to start changing events in the 3D plane. And next thing you know, you get an article. You click on a video. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
click
yeah.
on a
Synchronicity.
video. Synchronicities. You start coming into the live. You start seeing 111, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6. You start seeing all these
At the
numbers.
Matrix.
The matrix. And what is happening is, because you're speaking that, you're changing the program. And what happens when you change the program? The Smiths come. When the Smiths come, that's the polarity. That's the thing that's coming against your affirmation that you're speaking. And the program, sometimes the polarity, it doesn't want you to change your paradigm, but as long as you stay firm in your, assumption, like Neville Goddard says, in your assumption, it's all universal. You stay firm in the new program that you're trying to take on, you'll start to go into the person that you are, which is essentially your higher self.
You would transform into your higher self.
You'll transform into your higher self. So now the person that was, it's hard for me to lose weight, now starts to become a sexier version of themselves. They start to attract their partner. They start to get their money right. They start to transform their mind, and they start to merge with their higher self. So I just want to say that.
No, that's
So,
awesome.
But
Well
yeah,
said.
coming to
That's
balance itself, and there's different modes to get back into balance. Like Tchalla was saying, knowing your blood type and having your blood type with the food is very important. Do I believe that you should cut out carbs completely? Well, here's the thing about here's my quick 2 cents, and I'll get off real quick. Here's my 2 cents. If you go cold turkey on something that you resonate with, I'm not talking about something that you don't resonate with. If you go cold turkey with something that you resonate with, like a piece of cake or a piece of chocolate, right? I'm using chocolate because I love chocolate. If you go cold turkey, if you say, I'm not going to have chocolate, you're going to be like more inclined to want to grab that chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, this is why I say, like, okay, you got to know your physique goal. That's the first step. First, you got to know your physique goal. Do you want to maintain bulk or cut? You got to know that first. You got to know what you want to change your avatar into. You have to know that first. Once you know that, then you can go and reach your goal. So going back to the chocolate, I lost my train of thought. So if you cut out the chocolate, you're going to want the chocolate even more. So the chocolate is not the issue. The chocolate is not the problem. The problem is that most people don't know their maintenance level. They don't know their goal of what they want. So once you know your goal and you find that frequency number, which is the maintenance calories, once you find that number, everybody has a different number. Every car takes a different gas mileage. Every plant takes a certain amount of water. Every dog eats a certain amount of food. Once you know that, that's number one. Then you can integrate, okay, does this chocolate meet my goal? That's what you were saying, Tchalla, with the blood type, right? You can't eat with acidic, having an acidic diet, or, little meat here and there, or take away the meat and maybe implement some fish, like what she was saying with the fish, implementing different things to reach your goal. But if you have no goal, you don't know where you're going. And I deal with this all the time in my field. But anyways, I wanted to say that. I'll let you guys go back. I'm still watching this live, and even when I get off is good.
That was
But peace and Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so,
so
so
much.
much, Daily.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
that was beautiful information.
Very
Definitely.
beautiful information.
Very
That's
thorough too. Yes. Um,
anything
before
else
we
to say?
go, because this was a good live, but we're gonna wrap it up because it's been an hour.
It's been an hour.
Yes. Well, just about. But before we go, because I gotta go soon. But I was gonna share a few breathwork exercises because that's another way that we can heal the body.
Can I say something for
There's
2 minutes before,
huh?
please? Can I say something for 2 minutes?
Oh, you wanted to say
Yeah,
something? Oh
just
yeah,
before you
of
go.
course.
And we're gonna wrap it up at 1 hour. Thank you so much, Daily. We appreciate you. That was wonderful. That was beautiful. I pinned and Anuraki because just before this live, I was like just studying for the past 2 hours. I was just studying the Chiron because Chiron is all about healing in astrology. Chiron represents the 11th dimension or the 11th. It represents Virgo, the sixth house, but it also is connected to the 11th dimension because the 11th dimension is Chiron, Sheron, which is Chiron, the same thing, right? But your Chiron is an asteroid that is cold, frozen, and it's a wounded healer that has to heal itself and turn from ice to gas. It doesn't go to liquid. It skips liquid and goes straight to gas. Gas means spiritual. And then when you're spiritual, you can acquire that same healing knowledge onto the world. So what it represents is your trauma, your darkest pain, and your most emotional pains and your darkest emotional pains and traumas. That's what it represents. So a lot of people come here, they live up to 50, 60, 100, and they never ever tap into that energy. Astrology, their Chiron, never. They don't know anything about it. People come into their life, they're like, oh, karmic soulmate, this and that. But that same person, yeah, is a karmic soulmate, but it's a projection or aspects of them because the house that their Chiron is in, that person has a sun sign of it. And sun sign is father energy. So what it does is the light shines, it shines light on the pain of that person. So that guy, that girl come into your life and they're scary, they're weird, oh, I feel, oh, and they just project, as what God was saying, the guy was projecting, affirmating in a negative way, saying, I can't do it. That is his Chiron. If somebody has their Chiron is in a moon sign of, say your Chiron is in Virgo and you're dating or best friend with somebody with their moon sign in Virgo, even with the Chiron there, is going to show that is mother energy. That means that you have neglect, you have, your mom hasn't been nurturing you a lot in your early childhood. That's what that represents. So it's going to come from childhood wounds and childhood trauma versus the sun represents more of emotional pain and just pain. But you have to check and see if the Chiron is in a water sign, it represents emotion and it also represents neglect. It represents things like you witnessing a tragic death of someone that you love, whether in this life or a past life. If it's in earth sign, it represents physicality. There's a physical wound that you happened to you, like something that you got killed or shot or something that happened to you. If it's in water, or if it's in air, that means you have a communication problem. That somewhere in this life or in past life, something you didn't get mentally, you got mentally distorted, something happened to you, or mental issue, something that you didn't heal from. And if it's in fire, that has to do with ego. So you are, you can't, you haven't been self-expressing yourself, whether in your early life, this life, or a past life. So that's what fire, water, air, and earth means. So to heal on the whole, you got to tap into where your Chiron in your astrology, and then you heal from there. That's the main healing. And then you apply everything else we talk about. But it starts with your Chiron. Point blank, period. Ashe.
Ashe. And for anyone watching this after who doesn't know astrology yet, I know because it's a very vast topic. Each sign represents a body part. So understanding that could help you even go back to what teacher said and help you understand the mechanisms even of the body, where your birth chart is and how each placement affects your body, and how to go from there with healing the energies that you have, whether they're elemental or they're physical. It all coincides together. So thank you for sharing that, because astrology definitely is important to
Ash-
know how to heal yourself in the depths, the deepest
What
parts
what
of
if they ask
yourself.
you which body part?
Pardon?
What if they ask which body part? Are you gonna tell them?
So you can, so we'll just briefly go down all of them from head to toe, but of course, do your own research. So that way you can even print out your own chart, what have you. But if we're starting with Aries, then Aries is I am the first, so that would be the head, of course, right? Okay, and then if we're going into Taurus, Taurus represents the neck, the mouth, the teeth, oral, everything to do with oral and the neck, your throat chakra, the vocals, your speech. Hence why Aries and Taurus can also are the first, because they're the head, right? They're the thing that helps us either when we have to get buck or we have to maintain and be centered, you know. And so there's that. Then you have Gemini. Gemini represents the arms and the lungs, so because they're air and they're also mutable air, so they have the mutability and they're able to extend their arms out to communicate or to be of service in that
The
regard. And of
wings,
course,
ear sign, the
yes, the
wings, your
wings, they're
arms.
the messenger, Archangel Gabriel. And then you have Cancer. Cancer represents the breast as well as um, the intestines too. I know Virgo represents the stomach, but yeah, the breast, the intestines. Then you have Leo, the heart, of course, lion-hearted, strong-hearted, right? Then you have
Virgo,
Virgo. Virgo represents the stomach, the gut.
and the bowels.
Um, Pardon?
The
Oh,
bowels.
the bowel movements. There you go. Yeah. So everything, trusting your gut instinct, going to the gut because that is the second brain. So that's what they represent. Then you have Scorpio. Scorpio
No,
represents the
Libra.
genitals, reproductive system.
Libra.
Um, oh man, I always miss Libra. I am so sorry,
Kidneys.
Libra.
It's kidneys.
Libra represents the
The buttocks
buttocks.
and the kidneys.
The buttocks. They're the buttocks, the hips. That regard, that's that's for body parts. Then Scorpio, genitals, reproductive system. Sagittarius represents the thighs, which is
And the
like
hips.
one of our biggest bones,
And the
and our hips, of course. The knees, or no, Capricorn is the
Capricorn is the
knees.
knee.
Aquarius are the shins, the calves, the ankles. Pisces are the feet. So each sign is literally you, because you are the star, right? So from head to
Allah.
toe, that's what it all represents.
Arm, leg,
Yes,
arm.
there you go. So there's that. I think we should even do a part two, maybe even next Thursday, because we have a whole bunch of topics anyway. So even if we want to go into a part two with this next week, where we can tap in more with astrology and the body parts, things like that, and coincide it with our next topic. But yeah, just for my sickle cell warriors and anyone else out there, I just wanted to share a breathing exercise that you could do. Sorry, there's something popping up here. That you can do whether you wake up before you're going to bed, things like that. It's the alternating breath work. This helps the limbic system, helps the nervous system, and it helps you get back into your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the system where it helps you to be calm and zen. So what you do is you take your right thumb and you simply cover your right nostril, and you're also using your ring
Oh,
finger for the left nostril.
when I put up this finger,
Oh,
the
that's
thumb.
so
Yeah, it's the
crazy.
new. It's the new. Yeah, it's the
Oh
new
wow,
iPhone
that's
feature. Yeah,
cool.
yeah, that's why they keep popping up.
So basically what we're going to be doing is alternating breath. So we're starting here. We're going to be breathing in from the left nostril and breathing out from the left nostril. And then we would switch. Breathe in from the right nostril, breathe out from the right nostril. So using these, and in alchemy, your thumb represents fire, your ring finger represents air. So as you can see, air, breath is fire and air. So we're working with our elements. So we can do 5. We can do alternating 5, switching 5 times, and let's do that all together now, okay? So as we go. Amazing. That was great. Great. So oh, were you just doing one nostril?
Both sides, right?
No, I might have I don't know if I explained that. That's why I was showing the ring and or the thumb and the ring, because this breath work is alternating breath work. So it's creating a circuit
Oh, okay.
within. So let's try it again. No worries. Breathing is ain't nothing but a G thing, right? But this time around we're gonna do our thumb, and after the breathing in, breathing out, we switch and we breathe in from this side. So we're switching and it's creating a circuit for the alternating breathwork. So let's do that one more time. That way we understand the exercise. And then
Do the
if
side
you want to share
again?
anything before we wrap up. But we're using our right, because we're giving ourselves. Right is giving, left is receiving, right? So that's why we're working with the right. Even if you're left-handed though, you can still do that. It is whatever is comfortable, but we're just working with the energies. We're simply breathing in, breathing out, switching, breathing in, breathing out, switching, right? Okay. So let's do it one more time. Here we go. And we're breathing in. We're switching. We're switching. Switching. And we're switching one more time to finish off. Awesome. Great. So that's the alternating circuit breath work. I think we can even do a live about breath work too if we really wanted to. We can do a whole